Most men sit and wait, hoping she'll just say it. They want it spelled out. A clear "I like you," a confession, a green light. But that's not how women work. That's not how attraction works. Because when a woman truly wants you, she won't announce it. She'll radiate it, silently, subtly, through little cues and hidden signals most men are blind to. And here's the brutal truth. If you're waiting for her to tell you, you're already behind. By the time she says anything, she's already felt everything. Science backs it up. Research in social psychology shows that over 80% of human attraction happens without a single word. Body language, eye contact, proximity, all the signs are there, but most men never learned how to see them. But starting now, that ends. Because once you understand these silent signals, once you decode the way a woman actually shows interest, you'll begin to see what's been right in front of you all along. These are the 10 signs she's secretly into you, but would never say out loud. Let's begin. Sign number 1. She finds excuses to be near you. When a woman's drawn to you, she won't say it. She'll position it. Watch closely. She'll appear again and again. Same room, same hallway, same coffee shop. It'll look casual, coincidental. But it's not. It's calculated, instinctually. This is the proximity effect in motion, a deep psychological principle that says, the more she's around you, the more her mind bonds with you. She passes your desk twice as much, works out where you are at the gym. At a party, she's orbiting your space like gravity. And here's the brilliance. She makes it seem natural, like it just happened. But it never just happens this often. Now ask yourself this. If you move, does she follow? If you speak, does she linger? If you leave, does her energy drop? That's not small talk. That's psychological anchoring. Her subconscious is telling her, stay close to him. You feel better here. And if she adds eye contact to it, if she locks into your gaze just a second too long, that's no accident. That's an invitation. A woman doesn't keep placing herself in your orbit unless she wants to be caught in your gravity. Sign number 2. Her body reveals the desire. Her words may lie, her smile may trick, but her body will always betray what she feels. And if you know how to watch, really watch, you'll hear the truth she's been hiding from everyone, even herself. Start at the feet. If they're pointed toward you in a group, she's locked in. If they're angled away, her body's already exited. Then watch her posture. Does she lean in when you speak, even by an inch? That's not politeness. That's primal. That's the ancient instinct of closeness whispering, I want more. And here's where it gets surgical. Does she mirror you? You cross your arms. She does too. You shift your weight. So does she. You sip your drink. A moment later, she copies. That's not coincidence. That's synchronization of nervous systems. The mind's way of saying, I feel safe with you. I'm in rhythm with you. I want you near. Now test it. Change your posture, slowly, deliberately, and wait. If she mirrors you without thinking, her subconscious has already chosen you, even if her lips haven't caught up yet. Her body already answered the question, do I want him? You just have to be the man who knows how to listen without hearing. Sign number 3. She asks questions that pull you closer. When a woman is secretly drawn to you, she doesn't just talk. She probes, and her questions, they're not random, they're precision tools. She's mapping out your soul, but in a way that feels playful, innocent, even harmless. But it isn't. She asks, are you seeing anyone? But what she really means is, do I still have a chance? What kind of women do you like? But she's listening for one thing. Am I her? What do you do when you're not working? Translation. Could I ever be part of that time? These are not casual curiosities. They're emotional scouts. Each question is a thread, pulling you closer into her world. And here's the part most men never see. She doesn't ask because she's curious. She asks because she's invested. Her mind is already creating a version of the future, and she's trying to see if you fit. But the biggest reveal, she remembers. That coffee you like? She brings it next time. The band you mentioned once? She plays it again by accident. The story you told weeks ago? She finishes it like it just happened. This isn't luck. It's selective memory bias. When the mind clings to anything associated with someone it emotionally craves. And if she remembers the smallest things about you, you're not just in her thoughts. You're in her emotional bloodstream. Sign number 4. Her jealousy bleeds through the cracks. A woman who's secretly attracted to you won't say it, but her jealousy will. She won't come out and say, "Don't talk to her." She won't admit she's bothered. She'll try to hide it, but her reactions will betray her before her words ever do. Mention another woman. Watch her smile twitch, her tone shift, her eyes dim just for a second. Talk to a female friend. Suddenly, she joins the conversation, not by accident, by instinct. She jokes about your other girls, but behind the sarcasm, there's a spike of tension, like she's watching something she's not supposed to. Why? Because in her mind, she's already claimed space in your world. And even if she hasn't said it out loud, your attention to someone else feels like theft. Psychologically, jealousy is one of the purest signs of hidden desire. A woman who's indifferent won't care who you're with. But the moment she reacts, even subtly, she sees you as hers. Not officially, not publicly, but viscerally. You can see it in her energy. When you talk about someone else, she gets quiet. When another woman texts you, she asks questions with a fake laugh. When someone flirts with you, she suddenly becomes colder or extra sweet, trying to reclaim what she feels is slipping. She'll never call it jealousy. She might not even admit it to herself, but it's there. And once you know how to feel it, how to see that micro flinch in her face, that shift in her energy, you'll know. She doesn't just like you. She's afraid of losing what she hasn't even had yet. Sign number 5. She beautifies herself for you. Attraction always leaves a trace, and sometimes that trace is glittered across her reflection. When a woman secretly wants you, her instincts betray her before her intentions ever do. She doesn't just show up. She prepares, she polishes, she perfects. You see her, and she looks just a little more radiant than usual. But what you don't see is the thought she put into it before she ever stepped out the door. She fixes her hair the moment she spots you. Not for the mirror, for you. That subtle hair flip, that tuck behind the ear. It's not vanity, it's a signal. It says, "Do you notice me now?" She adjusts her outfit, straightens her blouse, smooths her skirt. Why? Because something primal in her wants you to see her at her best, even if she pretends she doesn't care. She touches her lips, lip gloss, lipstick, a gentle press. And whether she realizes it or not, it's a subconscious reminder of the part of her she hopes you'll want. This isn't just behavior, it's evolutionary psychology. Studies show women naturally enhance their femininity when in the presence of someone they're attracted to. Their posture shifts, their voice softens, their entire aura reshapes into seductive symmetry. And here's the undeniable sign. If she dresses differently, more intentionally, when she knows she'll see you, it means you've invaded her thoughts. You've entered her psychological space, and now every detail she adjusts is designed for your eyes. Sign number 6. She quietly tries to impress you. A woman who's secretly attracted to you doesn't shout it from the rooftops. She whispers it through the way she positions herself in your mind. She doesn't say, "Look at me." She says, "Notice this about me." Suddenly she mentions her latest fitness achievement, not to brag, but because somewhere deep in her psyche she wants to appear desirable, valuable, unforgettable to you. It's not an accident when she casually brings up the promotion she earned, or the painting she just finished, or the way she handled a tough situation like a queen under pressure. These are her subtle trophies, but she only polishes them when you're around. Why? Because attraction is more than physical. It's about status, skill, self-worth. And if a woman sees you as someone she wants to lock in, she'll quietly signal that she deserves to be desired by you. Watch closely. She'll laugh a little louder when you're near. She'll engage more passionately in conversations you're a part of. She'll even playfully tease or challenge you, not to push you away, but to show you she's not just another woman. She's a prize, and she wants you to feel that, without her having to say it. This is silent competition. This is how women stand out without stepping forward. And if she's watching your reactions after every sentence, every story, every move, know this: she doesn't just want to impress you. She wants to see if she's already impressed herself into your mind. Sign number 7. She teases you, but it's not what you think. At first glance, it feels like a joke, a casual jab, a little sarcasm wrapped in a smile. But beneath it, she's pulling you closer, without ever stepping forward. She mocks your music taste, laughs at your guilty pleasures, calls you a bad influence, yet follows your lead like it's the most natural thing in the world. This is not rejection, it's a psychological dance. She pushes just enough to make you chase, then pulls back, to keep the mystery alive. You see, teasing isn't just play, it's emotional calibration. She's testing how you respond. Do you get defensive? Do you lean in? Do you match her fire? Because here's the secret. When a woman starts teasing you, she's signaling that you matter enough to provoke, to engage, to challenge. This is called playful antagonism, and psychologists have proven that this type of flirty tension triggers the brain's reward system more than bland compliments ever could. Here's the real test. You tease her back, and instead of shutting down, she ignites. Her smile widens, her energy sharpens. She leans in, because now, the teasing has crossed a line. It's not a game anymore. It's foreplay in disguise. Sign number 8. She accidentally touches you. A woman's words may lie, but her fingertips never do. She might act calm, cool, unbothered, but if she keeps finding ways to touch you, even just for a second, her body is screaming what her mouth refuses to admit. She brushes your arm when she laughs, touches your shoulder when she says goodbye, fixes a thread on your shirt that didn't really need fixing, hands you something, but holds on just one beat too long. This isn't politeness. It's her nervous system revealing the truth. Because here's what most men don't realize. Touch is one of the oldest, rawest forms of connection. Before we had language, we had skin. And when a woman wants to feel you, she won't ask. She'll engineer moments that let her close the space between you. Even science confirms it. The moment her skin brushes yours, even lightly, your bodies both release oxytocin, the chemical of connection, bonding, even addiction. And the real test? You touch her back, and she doesn't retreat. She lingers, she melts, she lets it happen. That's when you know. She's not just comfortable. She's waiting, anticipating, wanting. Because a woman who accidentally touches you isn't trying to break the distance. She's trying to erase it. Sign number 9. She finds ways to stay connected. She could have let the conversation fade. She could have left that moment behind like it was nothing. But she didn't. Instead, she sends you a random text, a meme, a quote, a "Hey, what was that song you mentioned again?" It's not about the topic. It's about the thread, the invisible string she refuses to let break. Because when a woman is secretly drawn to you, she doesn't disappear. She lingers in your digital world. She wants to be present, in your mind, in your notifications, in the background of your day. And here's the psychological truth. People who crave connection don't always say it directly. Instead, they create reasons to return, to reach back out, to reopen doors that were already closed. She asks questions she could have Googled. She mentions things you said a week ago. She sends you something she thought you'd like. She checks in just to see how your day is. But what she's really doing is trying to stay alive in your world. She doesn't want to vanish, not from your attention, not from your memory, and especially not from your heart. And here's the final signal. She keeps the rhythm going. If you fall silent, she'll find a reason to pull you back in. Because in her mind, even a tiny exchange with you feels better than silence. She doesn't just want to talk. She needs the connection to stay alive. Sign number 10. She lets you into her inner world. When a woman truly feels something for you, she doesn't just flirt. She slowly opens a door to somewhere she doesn't show most men. It's quiet at first, a detail about her childhood, a story about someone who hurt her, a dream she's afraid to say out loud. You think it's just conversation, but what she's doing is revealing the map of her heart, piece by piece. She wants to know if you're the kind of man who sees what others miss, who listens beneath the surface, who doesn't flinch when the real parts of her come out. Because if she's into you, she won't just stay on the surface. She'll go deep, and she'll ask you to go with her. That's when she starts asking questions like, what's something you've never told anyone? What scares you the most? What would you do if no one judged you? She's not being nosy. She's searching for truth, for connection, for a signal that you're more than flesh, that you have a soul she can feel safe inside. And the biggest test? She remembers. The small things, the broken things, the things you mentioned only once. Because when a woman is secretly drawn to you, your words don't just pass through her. They leave fingerprints on her mind. And if she starts building a space where it's just you and her truth, then know this. She's already made her choice. She just hasn't said it yet. You've just seen what others ignore, the signs she hides, the truth her body whispers, the doors she only opens for the right man. Now it's your move. Subscribe to the Stoic Architect and step into the realm where silence speaks and power begins. Because next time, we're not just revealing secrets, we're rewriting your reality.